Engine, the creator of the ECR 1155. Jesus Christ. Hey, it's just in time for the Polkadot slot auctions commencing on the 23rd of December. Now with the first batch out of the way and 5 winners, Akala, Moonbeam, Astar, Parallel Finance, what is the last one? Clover. I wondered if there are interesting projects out there in the next auction. And in this video I will cover 5 of them. And then I saw these headlines. NFTs, CBDCs could soon be coming to Polkadot. According to an official tweet by project Motion 131, is set to be voted upon as referendum 46. What happens if the vote goes through? Well, a lot of things, but one end result is that users will be able to mint their own NFTs on the blockchain. This will be done by upgrading Polkadot's shell parachain to statement, parachain and interface. This is massive because before, as a user, you were not able to build anything on Polkadot ecosystem. With this, suddenly you get some freedom as a user. And then this hit yesterday. Polkadot is Deutsche Telekom's latest crypto experiment. Deutsche Telekom's T-Systems, T-Mobile basically, purchased a significant amount of DOT tokens to put in its money where its mouth is, according to the blockchain lead Andreas Dietrich. And we can read in the article that by diving into Polkadot's Deutsche Innovation Department is going one step further. T-Systems will not only be providing node running infrastructures to users staking assets on Polkadot, but the firm has also purchased a significant trove of Polkadot's native currency DOT to stake on its own behalf, which has involved integrating a crypto business function into the telco's accounting system. Mainstream adoption. And don't forget that back in September we had this article out. Analysts consider Polkadot and Kusama moneymakers, argue that DOT is massively undervalued. So analysts, mainstream, they're all interested in Polkadot. So just think back about this year. Layer 1s and Layer 2s have been shining with massive run-ups, while Polkadot is a Layer 0 solution that right now is scratching the surface of their Layer 1 ecosystem. Polkadot really is a very long-term play compared to, or unlike, your other early stage opportunities like ICOs and IDOs and launchpads that are more short or mid-term, where narratives are shorter lived, while the Polkadot narrative has been brewing for years. So could something big be in the making here? Who knows? So let's just dive into these projects that are on offer now. So what I will do, I will quickly drop info and stats, a bit of valuations on these 5 projects. So, you get a bit of a feel and understanding of these projects, so you can make up your own mind whether there are some valuable opportunities for you or whether you really like a project. So let's get straight to it. So let's start with one that is probably most well known in this auction, that already attempted to win one of these Parachain slot auctions, but hadn't been able to. That is already trading in the markets as an ECR20 token. Had earlier this year their sale on CoinList. We made a video about it. So if you want to get a bit more of a deep dive into Efinity, check the video on our channel. Link will be below. But also was highlighted within our own community as one of the projects people were most interested in to contribute to Efinity. So quickly, what is Efinity? Well, Engine, the creator of the ECR 1155 NFT standard, is developing Efinity, a next generation blockchain, to serve as the infrastructure of the decentralized metaverse. What they actually are doing at Engine and at Efinity is developing a new token standard called the Paratoken standard, which will support NFTs from any network and will be compatible with the entire Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. In a nutshell, Efinity token EFI will be the first ever Para token. So when we look at the charts here, we can see that with more backing coming in, your estimated rewards of EFI tokens might drop slightly, but at the moment of recording, we are looking at a 3.27 million DOT contributed. It's leading the pack at before the slot auction start. The vesting period will be 2 years linearly. And there's some cool bonuses, you might say. The top 250 crowdloan participants will receive an NFT, and an additional 250 NFTs will be randomly distributed among the lucky participants. Looking at the valuation here, what they're aiming for is 2 million tokens, of 2 billion tokens, sorry. And we know that at the moment, for one bot, you get 61 EFI tokens. The current dot price at moment of recording is 26.56. So that would bring us just under 900 million fully diluted valuation. And I will go through these projects in this similar type of way, so you have something to compare against each other and have some food of thought whether you might find valuations reasonable or where you think there might be an opportunity for you to make a good investment. Next, Composable Finance. Composable's Parachain is going to be able to run multiple bytechains together in the same place in order to run smart contracts together in a manner that allows them to communicate and to collaborate. As a result of this, protocols using different languages, basically, different chains, will be able to unite via the Composable Parachain, facilitating cross-chain swaps. How cool is that? And other functionalities. When we look up on the charts here, we can see that for, with current backing, you will get 3.79 layer, which is the token, for every dot contributed. The crowdloan cap here is 25 million dot. 55 million dot was in the Efinity project. What's important here for vesting is that 25% of the layer tokens will immediately be claimable, and then the 75% will be linearly unlocked over 1.5 years. Usually you see here with Parachains 2 years or 96 weeks, so that's interesting. On the bonuses, 5% bonus for staking in the first 24 hours, 5% bonus for those who previously contributed to the Kusama Picasso crowdloan, and a 10% bonus to stake the first 3 days of the crowdloan. So don't worry, I will leave some links below so you can find your way into these bonuses and referrals and whatever, right? But then looking at the valuation, we can see that here we're looking at 100 million total supply, right? The price currently, as stated, 26.56, and you get 3.79 layer per dot. This would bring us to a 700 million valuation, so slightly lower than Efinity. It's a different type of project as well, I think, but there are some really cool things here, because if you go to the website, you will notice that you not only can contribute in DOT, but also in stablecoin. And in both instances, for your DOT contributed or stablecoins contributed, you'll get an API that is above 100%, which is very, very interesting. So even if you don't hold DOT, or you're happy to spend an amount of money, you have stablecoins, you can still participate here and earn some interest on your loan, basically. So in third here is Centrifuge, which might also be familiar with some of you, because it's already trading in the market as an ECR20 token, also launched on CoinList earlier this year. We did a video on it, link will be down below as well. So if you want to have a bit of a deep dive into this one, check it out. But for now, the concept of Centrifuge chain is the gateway for real-world assets to the blockchain multiverse. We built Centrifuge, is what they're saying, on the Parity substrate with an initial bridge to Ethereum. So they're already playing around there on Ethereum. And what they envision at Centrifuge is basically a larger ecosystem of many connected blockchains where dApps on Ethereum could use data from other chains, value could move freely, and the Centrifuge chain can enable off-chain assets to access financing through DeFi. So basically what it means is you can collateralize real-world assets in for cryptocurrency and use that in the DeFi ecosystem, basically bridging that bridge between real-world assets and financing in DeFi, right? When we look up to the charts here, we see that They have a crowdloan cap of 20 million dot. In the current state, you will be able to get around 41 centrifuge per dot contributed. Their vesting periods, important, 20% will be available to transfer immediately, and then 80% will have this fast linearly over 96-week period, which is quite normal. Bonuses, 5% to contribute. If you contributed to the Altec crowdloan, they basically have a version on Kusama already running. 5% bonus if you contributed more than 5,000 dots. So the incentivizing, the higher value investors to invest in Centrifuge. 10% bonus if you contribute dot in the first 72 hours. So there's some urgency there. And a 10% referral bonus, split 5% between referrer, 5% between the referred. So that's quite some bonuses here. So when we then look at valuation, their total supply is 430 million, right? They already raised 1.58 million dot. With the current price and the rewards that you get for 1 dot contributed, we come down to a valuation of under 300 million. This can be quite interesting because we know that Efinity also is trading already in the markets as ECR20 token. So you can do some comparisons there, see how these valuations currently are there and how they are represented here, and make up your mind on what might be a good investment. As for it, here we have Interlay. So what's Interlay? Interlay is a decentralized network dedicated to connecting cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin with Ethereum platforms like Polkadot and Ethereum. Interlay network is hosted as a Polkadot Parachain and will be connected to Cosmos, Ethereum, and other DeFi networks. InterBTC, Interlay's flagship product, is Bitcoin on any blockchain, a one-on-one Bitcoin-backed asset, fully collateralized, interruptible, and censorship resistance. I think this is a very interesting concept, because we all know that Bitcoin is a perfect store of value, but we do all agree that Bitcoin might miss some utility. And a project like Interlay is trying to do something about this. And with the interruptibility of Polkadot, this is a very interesting play. So looking up at the chart, we can see that the cap is 50 million dots, similar to Efinity. They've raised way less money currently, but that might change. The vesting period is very important. 30% available when transfer enabled. That's quite higher than some of the other that we have seen so far. And 70% linearly unlocked over 69 weeks. The bonuses, 2.5% if you contributed to the Kintsugi crowdloan, which is their Kusama equivalent. 10% if you contributed before the start of auction 6. So that means right now. 10% if you contribute more than 50,000 dot. 10% referral bonus, split 5% to referrer, 5% to the referred. Going into the valuations, here we have a total supply of 1 billion, which is a bit similar to what Moonbeam and Akala had, right? When we look at the rewards, you get 100 ENTR per 1 dot invested, and that would mean with the current price of 26.56 for dot, that we are looking at something like 265 million fully diluted valuation, which comes more closer to Centrifuge and is further away from Efinity and Composable Finance that we already had. And here 5 we have Nodal. Nodal's mission is to connect the next trillion things to the internet. Nodal leverages Bluetooth Low Energy via millions of smartphones and routers to allow enterprises and smart cities to connect the Internet of Things devices to. Nodal's decentralized wireless network currently exists of 5 million daily users active on smartphones, with 30 million Internet of Things devices discovered daily in over 100 countries, moving approximately 100 gigabytes of data. Anyone with a smartphone can help build the network and get rewarded in Nodal Cash for providing Bluetooth Low Energy connectivity to nearby devices and sensors. This might maybe remind you of Helium, that does something very similarly, with routers where you can provide wireless internet and garner rewards via their blockchain from it. Looking at the chart up here, we can see that the estimated rewards of Nodal don't change with the amount of backing. There's a crowdloan cap of 25 million, which is somewhere in the average from the projects that we've seen. 30% will be unlocked immediately when the Nodle Parachain launches, which is also a bit on the higher end. 70% will be vested linear during the lease period, 69 weeks or 2 years, whatever you want to name it. The bonuses, 10% extra reward if you complete in the first 2 weeks. And here's a cool thing, an exclusive matrix inspired decentralized NFT that will be rewarded to the 10,000 highest contributors. So we actually have here a 10,000 NFT launch, but for the contributors. And there's a 10% referral bonus split 5% to the referrer and 5% to the referred. And now looking at valuation here, the total supply is an astonishing 20 billion tokens, right? And they only raised 391k so far before the crowd loan started. We know that for every dot contributed, you will get 20 Nodal. And this will bring us to a valuation of 28 billion almost, right? Astonishing. That's way more than the other projects that we've seen. And it's up to you whether you think this concept is feasible, is it not a bit overvalued, or what is our upside potential here with such a high valuation? How much more can it grow? So that was a quick overview of 5 of the projects that are launching in this auction from the 23rd of December on Polkadot. Polkadot is something where you are investing in for the future. It's kind of longer term, mid-term. There are other projects that are very interesting that are launching as well, like Equilibrium, Darwinia, L23. Darwinia and L23 I covered before in the previous video. Trust Network, Conversation and Iris Protocol. So I'll definitely recommend you checking out this site, parachains.info. I will leave a link down below the video. And what's really interesting is to understand whether investing into Efinity and Centrifuge in the crowd loans makes sense because they're already trading on the markets. I will make a video right now after this one. So when that is live, you will find it here after this video. But make sure that you're subscribed and click that bell notification so you're notified whenever that video drops. See you in the next one.